And welcome, family, to GW3 Live. Today, it's all about our Tom Ford Fridays, and you already know how much we love talking about fun fashion Fridays with our men. And today, we have a special guest. Not only are we so excited to have this giant all the way from Norway, but you know what we did? We did something a little bit special for today's Tom Ford Fridays. We also invited his beautiful bride. That's right. You know, usually we talk to the men about money, mindset, and matrimony. Well, today we're going to bring both of them because they're going to talk to us about the whole relationship. It's not over the second time around. Without further ado, let's bring up the man himself, Mr. Stephen Kuhn. Hi, Mr. Stephen. And how are you doing alongside your beautiful bride, Miss Olga? Hey, Olga. How are
Hi.
you?
Hi.
We're doing great. Thank you so much, Renee. Thanks for having us.
Oh my goodness, this is special. You know, we're on both platforms. We're on YouTube, alongside we're on Facebook, as well as right here on Instagram. Now, you guys have such an amazing love story. But before we get into that love story, how are you guys doing? What time is it where you are today?
It's 8:45 p.m.
Okay, so it's not as bad. Okay, so just turn down your volume on one of your devices.
Well, I have the volume turned off on the laptop, so I only have the phone.
Okay, alrighty. So just probably turn down the volume because I can hear you well. They can hear us on Instagram, and then automatically they could hear us on YouTube as well as on Facebook.
Okay.
Awesome. There we go. So it's about 9. So it's not so late because here it's right about 12:30. So it's perfect timing there, right?
Yeah, we're actually in Turkey right now.
Oh, Turkey. Oh my goodness. Well, one of my dear friends, she just came back from Istanbul. So how's it there in Turkey? How is it there?
Great weather, wonderful, safe, clean, beautiful people. They love children. They're very good with children here. I actually, and food is just off the charts.
Oh my goodness. So what has been like your favorite dish so far?
Well, there's Hamburger. There's
Oh yeah, that's like, oh man, I walked
no,
right
no,
into that one. I know.
no. It's called a Hamdi burger, and it's for me, it's doner kebab meat in a
Okay.
special warm baked roll with their special sauce. I mean, it is so good. But
Oh
it's
wow.
not a slice. It's not a patty. It's a bunch of meat piled in there, big slices of it. So it's beautiful.
Well, you're making me hungry just thinking about it. Even and what about you, Olga? What is your favorite? What has been like your favorite meal so far?
Oh, I like all kind of meats. Turkish people, they are cooking meat perfectly. All kind of meat, on grilled meat, fried meat. They're so perfect in this. All the tourists who are coming here, they're crazy about
Yeah.
Turkish meat, exactly.
Because we realized Olga's lived here for 14 years,
Okay.
and that's why I came here to be with her. And as you know, we go back and forth between Hungary and here.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's beautiful here.
Well,
We're right
let's.
on the sea. We're right on the Mediterranean Sea. So
Yeah.
we're 3 minutes from the beach.
Well, you have to do a video for us, Stephen, of just the beautiful scenery there because I know it's just breathtaking. So let's talk a little bit more about Mr. Stephen Kuhn. Now, I'm sorry, Stephen, it's been like one full year and your life has just been totally transformed, like overnight. And you know, I've only heard your voice. We've done a couple of Zooms, so this is like I'm looking at Stephen Kuhn for the very first
Yeah.
time. So share with us, Stephen, how important it is for just for you to be able to be in this space, in this mindset where you are right now in life. How important it is for you to just be able to appreciate where you are.
It's everything. It really is everything. When you come from nothing, right, which is where I was, and you end up, and I end up meeting a woman who was at my frequency, at my level, not only emotionally intelligent or intelligent wise, but also in the business world. And so it's a whole new world for me. It really is. And I mean, I'm 55, been married twice. This is my third time. And I never knew someone like her existed. I thought it was just films.
It's like you're living a dream come true. You know that?
It is, and I'm not, and we're not just saying that. This isn't some like, hey, look at that. It's not at all. We never wanted this. It's just that everyone's like, oh, what do you guys do? How are you so in love in such a short time? And how did you? We got married after 6 months.
Yes,
After 6
6
months.
months. Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna break this down. You were this happily married couple. You've gone through some moments in your journey with your first wife or your second wife. I had the opportunity of hearing your voice through Breakfast with Champions, thanks to Mr. Glenn Lundy. And you were at the Power to, no, it was the Grow for God's Sake
Yeah.
conference, the Grow for God's Sake. And I think at that time is when you broke the news that your wife at that time wanted a divorce.
Yeah.
It was devastating for you.
Oh yeah. It was the lowest time of my, I actually said, I want to go back to war. I'd rather go back to war than to go through that. And like I was like, I'll go back to Iraq right now, Afghanistan. I don't care where you need me. But God had other plans, and you know, it took a while. I had to, you know, I got some coaches, 4 coaches actually, like Dimple Thakrar. You may know her from Clubhouse, quite the well-known relationship coach, and then Larry Bilota. And I worked through all these. I worked 4 hours a day for about 3 months, full on with me, until I broke out of that. Let's say depression, suicidal thoughts, the whole works. It was bad. And well, you guys know, and you were listening.
Yeah.
And I'd break down sometimes on that app. And then you also saw, as I was slowly building up, regaining my confidence, regaining my, let's say it, masculinity as a man, because you know, when your partner leaves, you know, Olga's been through a divorce as well, by the way. So she has the mirror effect of what I had, right? So when you go through that, a man loses his manhood. He's like, what can I do to make it better? I'm sorry. And we just look weak when we do that. We look, a woman who says, I don't want to be with her anymore, but you stick around and you stay in the house thinking you're going to win her back, doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work. And I had to find that out. I'll tell you what, clarity you have when you step outside of that forest called a relationship or a marriage, to look in and say, wait a second, it's not exactly how I thought it was in the first place. Right?
Yeah. Well, you know what I want to say? Thank you for your vulnerability. Because like you said, for men, you guys usually just can't really open up and just be yourself. You were not only, you know, we always looked up to you. Before we go into Miss Olga, we always looked up to you. And not just because you're tall, all right? That just adds a little bit more to it. But we looked up to you because of your leadership in business. You are known as a guru when it comes down to not only with business, but also you're an author, The Humble Alpha. You know, we love that book. And, you know, we also appreciate the fact that you are a giver. You're a giver in, you know, providing good, sound advice for business, as well as just good relationships. And we love the energy that you have with your cousin, Monica, as well.
Yeah.
So automatically, your energy was just infectious. And to see you go through a moment that was not as bright, it was a little bit disturbing for us all. And then there it comes.
Yeah.
The bright, shiny, beautiful gem that she is sitting right there next to you. Tell us, how did you all meet?
Online. Yes, we met online.
No way. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So there is hope for me.
It's hope for a lot of people with whom we are sharing this, because I never actually thought, I was never online on dating sites, and actually inside myself, first I was thinking it's not possible to meet a decent man on a dating site. But as you see, it was more than possible.
So it was on a dating site.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
on a dating site.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't Tinder, in case you're wondering. But it was quite a series of coincidences that happened. You know, like I didn't know anything about dating sites. I saw an ad on Instagram, like literally popped up. I'm like, let me try it, whatever. And I tried it, and I was there for 2 days, and she wrote me.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, and 2 days later, I deleted the app. But the funny thing is that she had me on Instagram, and her son like dialed me by mistake. And when I went to pick up, she had hung up again. And I wrote her. I said, "Well, if I'd have caught it in time, we could have talked." Next day, she called, And her first words were a big smile. Hello, Stephen. And man, I knew right then, I'm like, oh my God, this is her.
Aww.
And within, hey, Fabian, how you doing, brother? What happened then was we talked every day for about 3 or 4 hours.
Even first day we talked like
Yeah.
3 hours.
First call was 3
yeah.
hours. Yeah. And we had, and then I had to go to Peru, as you may remember, because I have my journey there with all the people that we go with the plant medicine. And so we spent a month apart, like just talking. And after 6 days, I told her I loved her. I hadn't even met her yet. And now I know what a lot of people are thinking. He's just from a divorce, and hey, this is a rebound. And hey, Reggie, it's just a rebound and all these kind of things. But it's not, because I got to a place where I was free from all of that past. And that day, I was like, man, I feel like $1 million. I'm going to conquer the world again. That very next day, I met her. And she was in the same place, though. Like, she had just found herself again after her divorce, a little earlier than me. And we were both these like just beacons of power. And we just met. It was like, it was amazing.
And it was like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I want to say, you not only give people hopes, but we're looking at you all as like the perfect couple. You really are the perfect couple because you truly allowed yourself to be free. I love what you said there. A lot of people are holding on to relationships long after they're dead. I'm sorry to say it that way, but they're dead. And unfortunately, we're still trying to hold on to something that you can't even resurrect, even if, you give them life, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Well, don't apologize, because that's what people need to hear.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people, we're so selfless. Our society has been taught to be so selfless that we forget about ourselves. I don't know if you remember on my session, I was talking about masculinity and femininity, and Ramon Ray came on and said, Stephen, at what time does a man start making decisions for himself again? Because after a while, a man, what's up, Maz? All my friends are joining. Sorry. At what point does a man start making decisions for himself again? Because Ramon said he has kids and a wife, and everything he does is for them. And so even though it's out of love and wanting to support and help, after a while, he's not making decisions for himself anymore. He's making decisions about what he wants to do based on what they want.
Yes.
And what that does is the woman thinks, what's up with this guy? Like, what happened to my man that makes the decisions and drives forward? And I know some people say I don't need that, but I can promise you this. If your wife leaves you or your husband leaves you and you stay in that house and you try to get them back, you will drive them further away. You can't see the forest for the trees, as you know, right? And what happened through this whole process was we found out there's 3 stages that we both went through. And the first stage was getting free of the past and deciding, do I want to stay or do I want to go? Right? You can't decide if you want to stay or go unless you're free. Right? So that's step 1. Step 2 is, how do I prepare myself for the next step of meeting the person of my dreams? Or if I decided to stay, to go and start over again with the woman that I'm already with or the man that I'm already with. That's number 2. Number 3 is, how do you keep that relationship together, fresh, strong, vibrant, and dare I say erotic all the time?
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that because we need to hear that. We do need to hear that. And I'll say this also, Stephen, alongside with Olga, even when it relates to just being in a relationship, you got to keep it spicy. Because if you don't keep it spicy, it gets old and no one want to come home anymore. No one want to go anywhere. I'm sorry, you got it. I love to travel. And I love that's what you used to do as well, Stephen. With your work, you had no other choice but to travel. But that kept the energy going. You got to be about frequency as well as the vibration of a relationship. It gets boring if you keep coming home to the same old stuff.
Well, that's another alignment we have. How many countries did you live in? 8?
See?
Like 10 countries.
10 countries she lived in. I've lived in 10 countries. We travel all the time. We travel between here and Turkey, and then on weekends we'll go to Austria. Last weekend we were in Berlin. We love to travel. We can't imagine staying in one place. It's impossible. Yeah. So not only we aligned in our energy, our frequency, our vibration, but also the way we travel, the way we think, the way we feel. And your sister. Your sister. All of our friends are on here today, everybody. And what happened was is people saw this, people saw this, and they started calling us and saying, hey, can you help me find that? Can you help me and my new partner? Can you help me deal with my divorce, my wife who wants a divorce, and all these things. So without any logo, marketing, platform, anything, we've got clients that we're now coaching in relationships. And because we have the 3 stages broken down, it's quite simple to go through. It's hard emotionally, but the process is simple. So we actually have a program now where we take people through 8 weeks of this coaching. And it's astonishing the clarity that people get in such a short time.
Because a lot of people actually, what I noticed, doing such kind of obvious mistakes in their relationship, especially in this difficult period of relationship during divorce or trying to get their partner back, they're almost all doing almost the same mistakes. So from people who passed already this, it's much more easier to show direction. Why we want to show direction to people who are not in a good position now in relations.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it, Olga. Now, I want to speak with you because, you're such a beautiful woman. And as he said, exotic. Indeed, you are that. All right. I just want you to know that. You're a businesswoman as well. You're a mother and you know how to, I'm going to say it, you demand attention. How does it feel having an alpha man? Because you're an alpha woman as well. How does it feel?
Oh, it's made me more powerful. I never felt myself so strong in my life how I'm feeling when Steven is next to me. Never ever. When he told that I also passed this stage of divorce and I start to come back to myself, so I start again to live life and to go inside business and to feel power. I was thinking that time I was powerful, but when I met Steven and he showed to me exactly how I am, I can tell really he elevated me and I felt myself incredible. I never felt like I'm feeling like I start to feel 9 months ago, and day by day I'm feeling myself better and better.
Oh my goodness, that's just perfect. Don't you see all the hearts that's going right along there? That's something that's so needed. The power, because sometimes men don't really want a woman that as powerful as you are. They like to suppress it, right? And I'm
Well, we
loving.
talked about that. We talk about that. She said, well, why is it that, my ex-husband or other men, they never elevated me because they were scared of you. I said, look at you. You're beautiful. You're powerful, very feminine, but a hardcore businesswoman that gets it done. Right. And guys are intimidated by that. And also, she didn't know her power. And these guys weren't telling her ex, and weren't telling her that because they were scared if she gained her power, they may realize she's with the wrong guy.
Wow.
And yeah, and so I know this personally through my experiences.
Right.
And with Olga, I was like, we got like I want to put you as the head of my company. Like I want you to run my show. Like run the show, like just run it all. I would, if I had a company right now that needed any company that needed leadership, I would immediately put her in place. And we have.
But I said, of course.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, look, her and her partner bought coal mines here in Turkey. Coal mines. Her.
Oh,
Coal
wow.
mines. It's like it doesn't even match, and that's the cool thing about it, right? That's the cool thing about it. But we have this thing where like I want to see her in her full amazing power because I see it already, right? And so I'm always elevating how she dresses. I dress her completely, like all of her clothes, boots, shoes, dresses, skirts, blouses, tank tops, whatever it is we wear, even men's under, like the undershirts and stuff that's sexy. It's like all kinds of stuff. I do it, right?
This is such a new experience for me when man is not just telling go and buy something. When I know I'm not going to shopping myself at all. Just with Steven. He's my private stylist.
Well, I just love that. That means he cares about you immensely. And that says a lot about Steven because, of course, a man that has that much confidence in his woman, he knows he have to carry even more confidence on his shoulders. And it's not even about ego. Like he said, he's that humble alpha.
It's knowing. It's annoying. And look, I still have issues with that because it's not a joke. We'll go out somewhere and man, men will just fall over her.
Yes.
They don't even see me. I don't even exist.
You said
You know,
men. Of course they won't see you, Stephen. Okay, hello, but the women will. So I'm going to talk to Olga. When you go out, don't you see women looking at your husband as well?
For sure, see.
Okay.
Men and women, by the way.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, I think you're giving others hopes. That's what I'm seeing. Some of the chats. I love. He cares and knows her well. Oh my goodness. That's from Nikita. You know, Nikita's like, you know, you're giving us hopes. You know, and I want us to talk a little bit more about this because what we realize, Stephen, there's a lot more people that's now after their divorce, they're like, man, I'm not going to get married again. Or they're like, I'm just not going to do it again. But you're saying it's better, not only the second, maybe even the third time, but just don't give up is what you're saying.
That's right. Well, hi, Rebecca. It is. This is the deal. Like we program ourselves. Like you just said, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. So you're already putting blocks up. What we need to do is let go completely and say, look, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is going to show me the path and show me the way. They're not going to put something in front of me and say, here she is or here he is. But they're going to bump you in directions where you have to take initiative yourself. And the initiative that I took was to get on an app, which I never thought I would do. And I literally talked to one girl, and that was her, and I deleted the app. You know what I mean? It's like it was that clear for me, and that couldn't have happened unless I let go. I would have never been ready to receive her, understand the vibration and the frequency, feel that vibe, and so we have to let go of everything that we think that we know and what we think that we want, because in that moment where you let go, suddenly something's going to show up in front of you, and you're going to be like, "Oh my God, where did you come from? Where did you come from?"
You know, I have another dear friend who also met his bride on the app. He gave himself 30 days. And within that, he's already knowing that he wanted what? You already know you wanted a relationship. You truly have to be clear with your intentions. And that's what you were. You were clear with your intentions. You didn't waste around. You know, sometimes I think people get on these apps for the wrong reasons, right? And literally within 30 days, he found his wife. As soon as he met her, they went out for dinner. Oh my goodness, 6 hours later, he asked her the same thing. I want to marry you. Yeah. He knew it was meant to be. And that's one of the things I want us to talk about. Why is it that we feel as if people have to waste so much time and energy with these relationships? If you already know that's not a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, especially if that's what your desires are, why waste time? Why do you feel as if that we're wasting time, Stephen? With some of the relationships, not with you two guys. Oh no. You guys.
Well, you know, we had the conversation, and I think it's because the Western world says, you know, first of all, after a relationship, you got to take a year off or 2 years off to get your bearing. Not if you go through coaching. I had 4 coaches at the same time, 4 hours a day, right? I took care of that. I made sure I was priority in that time. So that's the first thing, right? Like you have to make yourself priority. But I think people say, "Oh my gosh, you can't. I love this girl so much, but I better not say nothing that I love her too early, or she might run away." Right? And this is the deal. Forget what you know, what you think you know, and just live from the heart, a place of purity here, and say, you know what, I feel this for you. And it may be too early, but this is what I feel. And you know what? If that person says it's way too much, I'm gone, you just saved yourself a whole bunch of heartache and a whole bunch of time.
Absolutely.
Right? So why not be honest? I mean, we are so brutally honest. You know, the one rule we have in our relationship from day one was whenever we have a negative thought, a fear, a flare up of emotions, or something that doesn't feel right inside, we discuss it immediately in that spot, and we don't stop until we solve it. We got back from America. We landed, got back to the apartment at 11 o'clock at night, and sat and talked for 6 hours. After we just flew for 14 hours.
Together,
yeah. Together, yeah. You know, because we were in a place now, we were at home, we were in a solid place, and we wanted to discuss some things that happened during the trip and all those kind of things that during reflection and oh man, this and that and the other. And it's so beautiful. The other night we had a discussion, a pretty heavy discussion for me. And after that discussion, I felt free. Like I felt like someone released pressure from inside of me. I felt like I was like, Jesus, I love you. Like how is this even possible that someone can make me feel this way?
Oh
you
my
know?
God.
Yeah, it was I was like, you know, just
I love it. Oh, come on, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm loving it. I'm just loving it. You know, I will say this. You guys got to hold on to this energy for the rest of your lives. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Stephen? This is going to be it for you. I'm letting you know right now. Olga, he's not going anywhere else. This is where it's going to last right here because you both already are so engaged with each other. You have the same energy and you want the best for each other as well. And you know what I'll say too? You're not jealous. That's sometimes what you have with some relationships. They don't really know how to express their jealousy because they don't communicate. And like you said, the honesty, that's really important. So
Yes.
not only you're in a wonderful relationship, you can do business as well. But I love the fact that you love to travel. And oh my goodness, that's what's going to keep you guys younger as well as more happier, right?
Yeah, completely.
Yes. Well, Miss Olga, what is your big plans for 2023?
Oh, we have huge plans actually. We want,
I can tell.
we want, and like this, we want a lot. We planning several. We have several projects about business. We want to buy our own house. Actually, we plan like that we will have 3 homes in 3 countries, and who knows? Maybe after a couple of years, we'll have a baby. Who
I
knows?
love it.
But we are not planning now. Now we want mostly to make, especially this year, our life more stable, more like a plan. Now we know that we are going through 2 countries, but because of our business projects, our countries can be wider, more. So we are planning to travel, enjoy the life, to stay maximum with each other. So to pay attention on our kids and to be together, to love each other
Yeah.
like never.
Consciously every single day. Wake up every morning, and if she wakes up first, she rolls over and hugs me and says, "I'm so proud to be your wife." And when I wake up, I just cuddle with her and say, "I'm so honored to be your husband." Like, and we really mean it. It isn't something we're just saying. Like I'm so proud to walk around with her because she's like a reflection of me. She's like, she elevates me. She makes me feel better, look better, sound better, walk better. You know what I mean? It's incredible.
Just recently we talked. I never had such kind of feeling when I'm proud to walk outside to be with my partner. Never ever. But now when we are walking and I'm with such a man, you know. So like I'm so proud of this.
Well, guys, I want everyone to know we're enjoying the amazing Tom Ford Fridays. Usually, we always have the men. This is a remix because not only we're talking to Mr. Stephen Kuhn, but we're also talking to his beautiful bride. That's after 6 months of dating. They said, "I do." Not only is this a beautiful love story, but this also gives us hopes. That's right, hopes. If you're out there, you're single, and you want to really get back into a relationship, or if you had a really bad divorce, doesn't mean you got to stop believing that love is out there because love is still waiting for you. It really is. I would say work on yourself. Constantly keep working on yourself and never give up and have faith in yourself as well. You guys truly have the goals as well as the values and the morals, and you believe in God as well.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, Stephen. Stephen's like my big brother, Olga. I'm just letting you know. He's like our big brother, okay? And it just looks so wonderful. You two look great together. You really look great together. I want to also just express this because it doesn't matter your nationality. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter any of that. When you are looking for love and when you're able to find love, you're going to know it. Is that right, ladies and gents?
That is exactly right. And the funny thing, I'm American. I was living in Hungary. She's Ukrainian, living in Turkey. And we met, and we're now married. So, I mean, that's an oddball if you ever heard one, right? So it's possible. It's all possible. But the thing is that I would suggest to anyone out there, and I'm not just saying this because we're coaching, but if you're in a place where you're going through a divorce or you just finished a divorce, you don't know what to do, seek help. Seek help. You know, there's some amazing coaches out there. We're out there. You guys want to reach out to us, reach out to us. But that's not why I'm saying it. I'm saying it because you can't, an Olympic sportsman, right? They have a coach their entire career. Basketball players in the NBA making millions of dollars. They train every day with a coach who tells them to be better. How do you expect to do these things by yourself? right? How do you expect to overcome this emotional, like, just explosion by yourself? It's just impossible for me. And that's why so many people, one, stay single, and two, go into bad relationships that only break up. So seek help. Find somebody to help you.
And I'll say this also, it is a work in progress. You still have to work on these relationships. Talk to us about that, because just because you find the right love mate don't mean it just stops right there. You have to really put the work into it. So Olga, talk to us about that.
Work. I'm thinking now how we are working. Actually, like relationship, it have to bring you happiness. When you are trying, I understood this, when you are trying too hard to save this relationship or to do something just you are doing for your partner, it will never work. We are doing everything for each other. It's so pleasant how what kind of things Steven doing for me. I woke up in the morning and he's bringing me flowers, or he's just going to some cafeteria and bringing me muffin and coffee or tea, what I like. So I'm printing some special photos for us. I'm writing him messages. I wrote him first time in my life. I wrote a poem for him.
And she read it. She read it to me in front of my children, and I had tears in my eyes. And my son, and my daughter came, and were just like hugging me, "Daddy, we love you, we love you." And it was incredible. I never had anyone do something like that for me in my life. Like, I'm tearing up right now. It was incredible. She wrote this amazing poem. It was just,
oh my goodness,
about my life, about our life.
Aww.
I will write you more.
And I had a song made for her too.
Yes, song, yes.
About our relationship, a professional song, from a professional songwriter and singer. It was about how we met and what she means to me and things. So all these little things. It isn't work because I want to do it for her. I want to see her happy. I want to elevate her. I want to see her successful. I wanted to see her standing sitting on her throne, standing on her mountain. She freaking deserves it, man. You know what I mean? Like, she really deserves it. And whatever I got to do to make that happen, that's what I'm going to do. And Renee, it's not easy.
Yes.
Because as a man who's always been in charge,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sharing this in chargeness is new, but I love it. You know why? Because I'm growing, I'm expanding, I'm seeing things from a different light, and I'm really enjoying seeing her explode, just really go off.
And I want to add that sometimes people in their routine, couples, they're forgetting why they're loved and why they like their partner. So I'm advising sometimes to stop. Like, people are running, doing some business, some another home things, to stop, to look at your partner and to remember why you love this man or why you love this woman. To remember and then to go and to do something for him.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. You can't get a better Tom Ford Friday than this one right here. We call it the remix, because that's what we did. We remixed it with not only with love, we talked about business, but also how to restore relationships, how to maintain greater relationships, and how to keep on using love to steer you in the right direction, because you both found love. And look at you.
And
Steve,
massive respect.
Yes.
I have massive respect for what she's gone through, what she's accomplished in her life, what she's done. And that's what makes me proud. It isn't that she's beautiful and all this stuff. I mean, that's awesome. But I'm proud of her as a human being. She's a really good person, like a truly good person inside, but hard as hell.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to business, boom. I mean, it's like, no, we're doing this. And it's like, wow. But super feminine at the same time. It's incredible. I've never met anyone like her ever.
I think you needed that. That was a good balance for you, Steven. It really was. Because what you don't hear on our end, sometimes you're really hard in business as well. So now you have that balance in your relationship. But I would say also, she have that extra power, that extra strength. I bet you look great in some stilettos over there, Olga.
Oh, yeah. Well, if she could see what she's wearing completely right now. Stand up a little bit.
Let's see.
So she's wearing a dress with short dress. It's beautiful. We bought this in Vegas. You can't see the short dress, but
picture. Make sure you take a picture so we can post a picture up afterwards. You look amazing. Well,
And
you both look great. You
we
really
brought
do.
that in Vegas. Like we went to Nordstrom's, I guess it was, and
Yeah.
we needed to dress in like 20 minutes because the place was closing. And I'm really good at using my intuition to choose the right dress. We ran through the entire department. I was like, no, this one. Boom, try it on, done. Finish. Let's go. That's how we buy everything. Never have to search for it. I just use my intuition. I'm like, okay, that would look.
I'm just standing next to dressing room and waiting when we'll come.
I'm like going back and forth.
Well, you know what I love so much? You know, you still have that fashion instinct in you, and that really complements your relationship, because we always say when you feel good and you look good, nothing's wrong with dressing to also respect everything that you've already worked so hard for. And I know Steven stays in the gym, Olga, all the time. Are you like that as well? You like that workout body buff kind of girl?
I will open you a secret. No, I will open you a
He's
small
telling on you
secret.
right now. He's like,
Now he's not staying in gym all the time like before.
yeah.
A little less, but I never actually went so a lot to gym like I'm going now. I love to share this with him, so it's like one of the things what we love to do together. We are going together, we're enjoying, we are kissing, we are dancing in gym. Everybody looking at us all the time, so we are enjoying even there.
Yeah, we dance everywhere actually.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you good dancers? Are you good dancers? Please,
well,
are you good dancers?
I don't know if we're good, but we enjoy it. So you know,
I love dancing. That's why I say that. Okay.
Well, I don't get me wrong. I used to dance back in the Bobby Brown days, back in the 80s and early.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Wild
Well, once
Chicken.
a dancer, always a dancer. You may lose rhythm just a little bit. I lost my rhythm when I left from New Orleans. I'm going to tell you, when I came to Atlanta, I wasn't dancing as much, but then I got back into it and I found my way. If I can't really dance that well, at least I could keep up with the music. I have to ask this question, okay?
It's about having fun.
We have to truly meet up. Where are we going to be able to meet up? I don't know. You go to Vegas all the time. We can go to Dubai. We can go to Africa. Tell us, where can we meet up?
We are in Dubai in April, no?
In April, yeah.
I have a keynote speech in April in Dubai.
Okay.
We have any plans? Maybe Vegas in February. We're not sure yet.
Okay.
13th of February, yes.
Valentine's
Maybe
Day.
Valentine's Day,
Oh,
maybe.
Valentine's Day. Okay. All right.
Because we have some pretty massive projects going on here that we just don't. We're just not sure when they're going to come to fruition. So we got to be careful about planning beforehand.
And what about Atlanta? Any moves anytime soon to Atlanta?
We can make it work. There's a reason.
Okay.
Right? Let's have an event. Let's have an event. We'll speak. You know, I'll speak a little bit of Humble Alpha. We'll speak a bit about the relationships. We can do a workshop, whatever you want.
Well, you know what? Everybody's blowing us up. They're like, please, can you save the live? We will save the live. Not only are we live on Instagram, we're live on YouTube, as well as we're live on Facebook. So this will stay in circulation. The reason why we wanted to give you guys hopes in the industry that you always thought, like, you know, I can't find love anymore. I want you to understand you can find love. And it may not be right where you were sitting or even in the same neighborhood. Sometimes you have to go out, and that's what you did. You guys you're not even in the same area. You're not even in the same neighborhood.
In the same country.
Not even the same country, guys. Not even in the same country. So for 2023, allow yourself to live outside of your comfort zone. You don't have to date right next door. You know, that was kind of like the conventional way. You guys definitely did some unconventional dating here. You know, I have to get out of my way to start dating online. I'm going to be honest with you, Stephen. My daughter set me up with one of those matchmaking accounts. I never even went back to it. I've never gone back to it at all.
Well, you'll be called. You'll be called if it's your calling. You'll do it. I mean, my profile was like, I literally had. For me, it's all about the heart and soul connection, but I'm not blind either. That's all I wrote.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean, that was my whole bio.
And photos, for sure.
And photos, of course.
But the photo did it, right, Olga? The photo did it.
Photo, yeah. I just saw Steven. Yes, I saw, and that's all. I said I understood. I need to write to him. I need to try to try my chance, our chance, and I did it. So I also advise to people who are sometimes thinking maybe like he will not like or she will not try, and then we will see.
And guys, don't be scared of the beautiful women. Go after them. Go after the beautiful women. Go after the beautiful woman who dressed nice, looking nice, powerful, standing there, owning her presence. Go after her, man.
I love that. I love that. I would love for you to let everybody know on YouTube how to get in contact with you too, alongside with our Facebook, because this is just the beginning of the recipe of how to find love again. Please
Great.
let everyone know how to find you.
Well, they can drop us an email at Stephen@humblealpha.com. You can also look us up on Instagram under Stephen Eugene Kuhn, which is, if you're watching Instagram, right there. Facebook, Stephen Kuhn Official. Olga is more on my, because we want to do this together, so it's more on my platform now. We haven't decided whether we're going to do one just for us or only on mine, but right now it's only on mine. Yeah, that's the best way is email or just drop me a line in DM in Facebook or Instagram.
Would you like to add anything, Olga?
I like to add that people like believe in love and do actions, because I saw that a lot of people just having in their mind or repeating to themselves what they just planned. We are planning to do this and this, but they're not doing anything. Actions, what will change your life. So do it.
Absolutely love it. So guys, there you have it. Not only from Stephen, but also the beautiful Olga, newlyweds, and they're going to stay newlyweds for the rest of their life. They're going to work on that, right? Steve? Stephen?
Amen. I mean, look, and we've made that commitment to each other. So we went into this knowing that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, blue-eyed and smoky, oh, baby. No, it's like, look, this is what we want. We've had this and this and that. We're done with that. We want real love all the time, constantly, conscious effort with each other, elevating each other, being with each other, and being happy for each other. Hey, Paul Manby, how you doing, brother? Been a long time. It's something that we actually planned with from the very beginning. And I think that's key, because if people think, oh, it's new, it'll fade away. No, it doesn't have to fade away.
That's right. It doesn't. It's up to you to make it work. It's up to you to make it last. And it's up to you to keep it exciting. Just like how you start a relationship, you have to work towards keeping it exciting. I just love it. These guys are going to be on their honeymoon, as they're going to go right back to dating, like to square one, because sometimes you have to do that too, guys. Whatever started the relationship, let's make sure we are nurturing those relationships to maintain them. So I cannot wait for your courses, not only for those that maybe going through divorce, but even the single ones too. Let's see how we can help other people find love.
Well, for now, it's just one-on-one. So it's two of us with a client. So there's one-on-one. We're not sure about courses yet, but my cousin Dennis Hockley, actually Monica's cousin as well, one of her best friend cousins, I guess you could say, as well. But take as I say now, forget
About courses.
Courses, yeah. So courses, maybe, because we've now identified the 3 factors that you need to get out of relationships and start a new one or regain the old one, and how do you keep it together. That could become a course, right? But we're not really pushing that. We never wanted to do this, but it just turns out that we found a combination that really works and a process that really works, and people just reaching out, like people you would never expect would reach out to us and said, Stephen, can you guys help us? Can you help us? So yeah, give us a holler if you're in a position. We love to.
Make sure you guys DM these lovebirds, okay? I mean, this is just the beginning. I cannot wait to see them 1 year from today. All right, this is how we start our 2023 in January. Now, when are you guys celebrating your birthdays? We want to know. When are the birthdays?
My birthday in April, 19th of April. Yes.
My 30th of May.
Okay, 30th of May. So May and April, not too far from each other there again. So
again, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect match when it comes to astrology. So got lucky there.
I love it. Well, we're so grateful to have you all here for this exclusive interview, the very first husband and wife from the clubhouse that I've had the opportunity of getting to know, Mr. Stephen Kuhn. And, we do our Tom Ford Fridays, where we not only honor our men, but we talk to them about the money mindset as well as matrimony. And look what happened. We got a beautiful bride also for this week's episode. So thank you, guys. Continue on blazing the universe with so much love and stay in bliss. Please stay in bliss.
Amen.
We'll see you guys on the other side of your greatness. Thank you again.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you, Renee.